I'm Roxanne from Zest, former Freshservice customer, now Freshservice partner, here today to take you through what is my favourite service management tool. At Zest, we specialise in helping you get the most out of your Freshservice, so we're here today to talk to you about Fresh itself, as if you don't know anything about the product at all. The idea of this video is to give you a really high-level view of its core features, look and feel, and the potential it has for your business, not just for your IT department. The brilliant thing about Fresh is it's a fantastic product to be the core of your service delivery to your business, be that finance, facility, HRs, or indeed obviously IT. As a former customer, this is a product that I'm incredibly passionate about. So I hope that you enjoy me talking about the fantastic features of Fresh today, some of my experience with the tool, and familiar and excited with it too. If there's anything more specific that you'd like to know or more information that you'd like, you can like and subscribe, leave us a comment, or indeed contact us with the information in our bio. So let's get started. Okay, let's get started then. So where I like to start when I'm demoing Freshservice to new potential customers is the self-service portal. At the end of the day, our service function is about serving the customer. So for me, starting at the front end, what does my business see? How does my business interact with Freshservice? How does that make my business want to interact with my service department, be that IT, finance, facilities, more through the portal? Because then I get structured data, I can run workflows, I get out of email, I get out of Teams, I get out of walkups. This is where I like to start. So this is our instance for Zest. We use it as a demo, we use it a little bit for running our support services, which you can find out more about on our website, and we use it as a tool for explaining Freshservice. So you can see we've branded this up to match our brand color scheme. So we've come in here and very simply, there is no clever Java, CSS, HTML, anything like that. You can do that if you want to, but really this is out of the box. What we've done is we've gone and got our brand assets. We've decided what our fonts want to be, what our icons want to be, and we've come in here and we've dragged and dropped them onto the screen. So what you will see in many Freshservice implementations is a very similar layout. Now you can change this to suit your brand. Maybe you prefer things left justified. Maybe you prefer to change the wording on here. That's all customizable, but with no code. And that's one of the first brilliant things about Freshservice. If you've worked with some of the more legacy platforms, or indeed some of the bigger enterprise platforms, everything is code. And when it's code, you got to go through software delivery lifecycle, you got to go through environment promotions, you got to go through updates, and it becomes incredibly slow and it doesn't move with your business. And Fresh is just not that. And I think if you stop right here and you stop listening to me talk about Freshservice and you take one thing away, I would say take that away. It is flexible, it is easy to administer, it is frequently updated. Every month you're getting something new. There's no major downtime, and however you want to make this work for your business is how you make it want to work. And I'd love to show you some of the other ones that we've done for oil and gas, for legal teams, for MSPs. They all look completely different. It's the same basic building blocks. So as a customer of yours, when I'm coming in as an internal employee, this is what I'm going to see. I'm going to get presented with a simple set of articles and tiles that allow me to kind of go, what is it that I'm trying to do today? Now, these are also targetable. One of the things you don't see on here at the minute, because I have got it turned off in this particular view, is change management. You can also allow someone to submit a change here. We've got onboarding and offboarding new hires. That's something that we can customize and target to just the people that need to be able to see it. But the idea is at its core that I'm presenting my customer with helpful information, the ability to report an incident. In this case, we call it something is broken because customers don't care whether it's an incident or a service request, right? They just care that something is broken. I need something, being my service request catalog, approving requests, and then onboarding and offboarding in this instance. We've also got this really clean search that's incredibly powerful. So if I'm trying to figure out what I want to do as a user and I don't know where I'm going to start, you can see here it's pulling up me solutions, it's pulling up service items, or it's saying, do I want to go directly to reporting issue? That is all native features in Freshservice. There is no scripting, there is no extra changes that have to be made. That is out of the box. You go turn on your 7 days free trial, the link is in our bio. it'll work out of the box. It'll just be blue. So if I start left to right here, what we've got is our knowledge articles. This is my demo, so it's fairly limited, but you can start to see here, I've got things for Fresh. I've got things for some of our internal articles here, because this is my account showing you some of the things that we've got in the background in terms of our tutorials and that sort of thing. And then the rich formatting that can go on there. That one doesn't have so many pictures, but you're starting to see here. There you go. We've done things with Scribe in this case about how to set up Fresh. So the images are rendered, it's beautiful. I can use HTML in here if I wish to do something a bit more complicated, but it's incredibly clean and easy to follow, and I'm able to give feedback straight away so that you can start to look at in your reporting, well, what's working and what's not. So obviously the first goal is to deflect the query or question away and be helpful and useful in the first place. Some of these as well, you can see I've got external links on. So if you have knowledge bases elsewhere and you're referring out to external knowledge bases, you can do that as well. And Fresh will then redirect you out to that other source rather than coming into Fresh. And that feature is getting expanded quite rapidly to include more of the intranet providers and SharePoint and that sort of thing. So actually Fresh really can become your central one-stop hub without needing to do enormous migrations and that sort of thing. These knowledge articles are also accessible throughout the system. So they're accessible here. They're accessible during a ticket being raised. They're accessible if you're using Freddy. Freddy will start to suggest and say, hey, this knowledge article to your agent might be the right answer to this person's question. Or indeed, Mr. Agent, this might be the knowledge article that solves the problem because it's been used other times. So it's an incredibly useful, powerful feature that you just get straight out of the box. On our Zest form, we have something is broken rather than an incident, and you can see here, because we have more than one workspace, which we'll take you through in another video, we're actually able to say it's an IT or a HR issue in this case. You could split those tiles out if you wish to customize it. It's entirely up to you, but this is just very much the default behavior. So I'm able to say I'm having an IT issue. It already knows who I am because I'm logged in, and then I'm able to give my ticket a subject, give it a title. Now, if I encourage my users to report things via the self-service portal, password reset's always the one, right? I know, I don't have any articles for that. I thought I did. There was one for print, wasn't there? There we go. I'm having a problem printing. So as soon as I start to explain what my issue is, my suggested knowledge articles are coming up, and that's giving me deflection. So maybe we're deflecting requests before we've even been forwarded to us. And this is almost even better than for IT, but for finance and HR. What's my holiday? What's my pension? How do I raise a purchase order? So rather than raising that ticket here through the thing and then somebody having to respond, they could respond with the knowledge article and link it, but we're deflecting things away here too. So we can make this form as simple or as complicated as we want. We can add hidden drop downs. We can add fields that are only relevant in certain contexts. Again, all of that is without scripting. It's all to do with the power of Freshservice's UI and the features that are available for allow you to apply that logic to say, well, if this, then that, without the need to have a team of developers building stuff up, giving you that flexibility to kind of enter those things around. So I'm going to just, I'm going to raise a ticket now. Oops, can't type. And I'm just going to raise this so that when we go through the rest of the system, we're able to follow that ticket all the way through. And obviously I can attach a file there. Now, when I hit submit, this is going to take me all the way around the back. So I'm going to pause real quick and then take you around the front again. That's the only problem with doing this demo with my agent account. When I hit submit, it takes me around the back, but you get the idea. You submit the ticket, you get confirmation, that will then appear in my tickets under here. If I click on this, it's going to take me back around as an agent, but you get a very simple view of all my tickets. And if somebody was particularly important or requiring more information, you can also say internally, this person can see the tickets from all the department. Or indeed, if you're an MSP or you're delivering to other external parties, you might want to say this person can see the tickets for that entire client is another way of doing it. So we've submitted our ticket. We're going to come back to that in the next video. Service catalog. This is probably one of my favorite features of Fresh. The defaults, all these little 3D icons are things that Fresh gives you out of the box as suggestions. You can turn them off, you can tell Fresh not to give you them, but it kind of just gives you a look and feel when we're doing these demos. So what we're able to do here is come in and build forms, again without code, for every single thing that we have as a standard request. And we don't have to just have them as IT. So a lot of these are IT ones. I want Adobe Photoshop. In this case, we're even displaying the cost. There's no additional fields on this form that I need to fill in. I can hit place request. That's going to raise me a ticket. On some of my other ones, for example, the demo one we made another video for, this was one where I needed the AV trolley for a school. So I'm able to drag and drop in the background, and we'll take you through that in other videos. This is just talking about the look and feel for the customer. We're able to drag and drop those fields on. It's super simple, super easy, and then have referenceable information here that's saying, this is the information I need to fulfill that ticket straight away, and I'm getting that at first point. We can also then in the background, and this is why I love it so much, when I was a customer and we were running a startup, there was just nobody to do stuff. So we automated the heck out of things. So we were able to really channel things down the self-service portal because it was a startup. But I would advocate for that strongly with any customer around deflecting out of email, because it just doesn't give you as many options no matter how hard we try. To then say, what has to be done with that request? And add automation to the back of that. So maybe this request needs approval from my line manager automatically. Fresh can take care of that. Maybe this is a software request, and actually the only thing I need to do as IT is add that person to a group. Well, Fresh can take care of that. Take care of an Azure group. Maybe it's a HR request, and I'm just asking for a letter that confirms certain bits of information. We can generate that document and send it back to the person automatically, saving you hours. And these forms, again, completely customizable, completely long as short as you want them to be, hidden fields, dynamic fields, fields that only appear for certain reasons, and then take action with that data off the back of that form without the need to have scripting and developers and all that sort of stuff. Really, really powerful. And obviously you can see there, the little icons there are all customizable, the descriptions are customizable, you go in, you edit them, you do what you want. So you can see here, because we've got the HR system turned on as well, in our instance when we're demoing it, you can then come in here and there's different HR type questions. It's all in one place for your employees. Love it. Approving requests. I don't have any pending approvals at the minute, but I can probably see my historic approvals. There you go. It's going to take me around the back. So whether that's me approving a change as a user, it's approving a service request as a user, or some other approval action, I can come in and see my approvals here. I get emailed, I can be logged into the app and I can get a message, I can get a reminder automatically, all of those brilliant things. So that's there, nice and easy. And then onboarding and offboarding new hires. Now, there's an entire 10-minute video just talking about a demo onboarding process, so I won't massively take you through that now. But again, you see the same look and feel all the way through. What Fresh has done is built an entire module dedicated to onboarding and offboarding. So much like the forms, it's obviously in a different instance when I've made that video. It then gives me the form in the same way that the service request does, say, who's this person, what's their email address, what's their job title, and allows you to put validation and all that stuff on. Start that process in one place, keep that data consistent, and you bring HR, facilities, finance, IT all together. They can all run through one process. There's no more lost onboarding. I think that's a great feature. I think the product's worth its weight in gold just for that. There's a whole 10-minute video explaining how that works. Offboarding, much the same in reverse. And then I've got a quick summary of what's open at the minute and then the status of that. So you can see they're being processed, not particularly an IT way of referring to something. The great thing is, again, without scripting, without coding, I can just say my status in IT is in progress or open. But actually, what does that mean to the customer? Well, it's being processed. In other situations, we often have, obviously, a waiting customer. And rather than it say a waiting customer to the customer's view, we say awaiting your action. It's very clear then. And this is designed to be somewhere that users are happy to interact. So if you think about it in the context of yourself as a consumer to other SaaS products or other portals, is this something that looks familiar to you? Is this something that you're like, okay, yeah, I can work that out. That's intuitive. I get it. That's where you get out of the box with Fresh. So as an overview of just that part, that is one of my favorite features. I think it's incredible. And I think it makes a great pitch to your internal team, because as much as selecting a tool is about IT, it's as much as bringing hearts and minds across with other teams, and obviously the potential of Fresh to bring your whole organization together under one roof. So that is Self-Service Portal Overview 101, what I like, why I like it, and hopefully that kind of gives you that first flavour of what's going on there. And then we're going to take you around the back and show you what that all looks like from an agent perspective.